Once upon a time, I read a comment like a week and a half ago, 2, 3 weeks ago, and the dude was like, stay away from politics. Just stay out of it. Don't do that. I said, man, it ruffles feathers. And what would I be? What type of psycho would I be to not come out here and touch base on some of these politics that's happening? Joy Reid is out. Now, I tell you, she gives me the View type of vibes. You know what I mean? Like, just everybody's always racist and this, that. I'm just like, will y'all stop saying all this? Because I be looking at black folk, I be like, man, us black, we pretty damn racist too. And then they say you can't be racist because we black. And I'm like, listen, it's just all too messy. It's too crazy. I don't care. You can be racist. You ain't gotta like me. But here's the thing. You gonna respect me. You gonna respect me. Period. And that's kind of where I draw the line anyway. Like I would rather, who would you rather have hanging with you or by your side? A dude who you know is racist and really don't like you, you know what I mean? But he'll help you because it's for the greater good. Or somebody who is sitting here calling yourself, hey, they the same color as you, but low key, they don't care about you and they're working with other people, securing, like, you got somebody who's a snake and somebody who is just completely honest. I know where this guy stands. I know exactly. I can expect and predict when the times come who he's going for, but this person over here is tricky because they act like they for me and they are absolutely not. So give me the racist, dog, because I know where he's going. But Joy Reid, let's see the Reid out. Boy, that's a bad name and it's fitting. It's fitting. Officer Tatum, shout out to you. But this is some of the rhetoric type of things that she said that got her fired.
Hey, lady. Why would they call me that? Is this really about me fixating on race, or is it about you fixating on race?
But Donald Trump wants to never let black and brown folk up off the mat. Evident what they mean by DEI, right? Why not just say what you mean? You can't stand black people. We get it. You've been heard.
Are you committed to naming a black woman as your vice presidential running mate?
They wanted to go after the brown people too, because of course that is their other target.
You feel joy? Say joy.
It's not fashionable to be openly racist anymore in America, unlike what they call the good old days. Only the white Christian men may have the things. So you own everything that happens to your mixed status families and to your wives, sisters, and abuelas.
Joy.
If you are black plus anything else, you are black. Violent white nationalism that today threatens our national security.
Make a joyful noise.
Don't send any of those invites to any black women you know.
We do have a fascist groundswell in parts of this country, mainly among white men, let's be clear.
I mean, you're also a white guy. Are you saying the we is white folks need more kids?
Make your own dinner, MAGA. Make your own sandwiches. Wipe your own tears.
Only God can give that woman the kind of joy she had right there.
Similarities to what happened in Germany and what's happening now in America are just undeniable.
Donald Trump is acting like a Nazi, talking like a Nazi, and now posting like a Nazi.
Like Trump, Hitler was also viewed as a clown, a goon who could be kept in line after a 4-year break to, learn to accurately quote Adolf Hitler. Right wingers were saying, get in the oven anytime you made any benign comment on Twitter. Elon Musk, I guess he misses the old South Africa in the 80s. He wants that back. Yes, look. Not only is Trump a criminal, he's also someone who is arguably in mental and perhaps even cognitive decline. Yes, Biden is aging. He shuffles when he walks and forgets names and makes gaffes. But he's not incoherent. He can give us a prompter speech.
Man, yes, sir.
Kamala Harris has passed the audition flawlessly. This has been, in many ways, a perfect campaign. For misappropriating black vernacular for misogynistic purposes, Elon Musk is the absolute worst. They've taught people the word inflation, right? Most people who would have never used that word ever in their lives are using it now because they've been taught it.
So many of us are not safe in Donald Trump's America.
If you're mad at United Healthcare and you voted for Trump, you essentially voted for America to be run like United Healthcare.
And you think, oh yeah, they let the race lady in. Blah, affirmative action. Blah. Well, listen, let me cheer you up, okay? I got into Harvard and Yale, Vassar, and the University of Denver too, because I had a really high GPA and fantastic SAT scores.
Let me just be clear. I got into Harvard only because of affirmative action.
A black woman forced you to pay a $175 million fine. For me, there's something.
I mean, I don't know how long this video is, but damn, what we at 5 minutes? Now I'm just letting y'all get a little kick of who Joy Reid is. And I haven't seen all of those takes, but I don't know what the purpose of this show right here was. Who was the audience? Who were they trying to get on their side, man? Because I would say when this whole election and all this stuff happened, man, you damn Like, it wasn't even vote for Kamala. It was strictly vote against Trump. And I'm like, I don't know how you can get a whole race of people to do that, and not think logically, because like calling him Hitler, Nazi, and all this stuff. Black people ain't gonna be safe if Trump become president. Like, he wasn't already president. Like, let's keep it real. None of these presidents are ever going to look out like to the black people out here, and even to the people who are poor and middle class and all. Like, listen, they are always going to be out for self. The sooner we realize that, the sooner y'all will stop arguing with each other. That's what they do. They keep us arguing, literally going head in head while they keep doing what they do. Hey, it's too quiet out there. Get them arguing, do something, figure something out, get them going. You know what I mean? Like, what happened over here, this small case? All right, blow it up in the news media. So start this race battle and stuff like that. It's actually crazy, man. It's actually crazy. But this woman right here, yeah, she from what I know, she was just, like nasty. It seemed like nothing ever good is coming from this. Like, I need to know about her off of air. I need to know, how is she like, man? I want to see her family. I want to see, like, I know she can't just always be up on here just talking like this, man. Because it's a lot of people that do see the direction that the Democrats was going, and they can admit that it's wrong, but it's almost like, oh, if I'm admitting it's wrong, and that means I got to go with Trump. So I don't want to be looked at as a Trump supporter. So I'm just going to go and stick with the back. It's like, it's crazy at some point. Like, we got to do what's right at the end of the day, but ain't no way she got more of this.
Poetic and actually wonderful about that. It says something good about our country that we're still capable of having that happen. Go DEI. My DEIs are bringing it home.
Okay, yeah. I was about to say, I know there's no way there could be more. But let's listen to her response, man, because she was crying. Let's see if she was really crying.
Show had value, and that that what I was doing had value.
Meanwhile, who is this back here? Because that don't look like no black man, shorty. So you talking all this stuff about white Nazi and all this, calling everybody names, so pro-black and all that. Like, who is that?
Value. And in the end, I'm sorry, I try not to cry on TV. And
I'm gonna tell you, the problem is that all this woke stuff, all this type of material and all this stuff is going out the way. You seen last election, everybody is tired of listening to shit like this. This is it's not even healthy. It's not even going to help, black folks. It's not going to help the way you're talking and doing. You're just making it worse. You're making it worse. You're making the whole situation worse. Regardless, you got to respect who's in power and learn and go negotiate with the person in power. You can't constantly call them names and call, like, your side lost. You're dead. Like, figure out the best foot forward is realizing, hey, I don't like you. You don't like me, but can you do this for me? Can we figure out a way to work this out? I stay out your way, you stay out my way type shit. You know what I mean? If I got to deal with you for 4 years, I'd rather not see you for 4 years and you not invade and whatever I got going on, and I won't invade and none of your, like, but Joy Ann Reid, like, yeah, I've never seen a nothing nice clip of her, like nothing.
This is kind of like me on TV.
She's like like dude said, propaganda machine. She is rich and she will be just okay. Like, I'm telling you.
I apologize. And then it mattered. I see Karen is there, and she's been texting me as well. And so what I will just say is that in the end, thank you. Where I land is that the moment of guilt that I felt, that I went hard on so many issues, whether it was the Black Lives Matter issues of a young baby or a mom or a dad that was killed, or
and I looked up it was a statistic that came across. I didn't look it up, but it said it had the number of amount of lynchings, and then it showed like 1 year of black on black killings, and it was like double of the lynchings that took place in America.
When we opened up people's eyes to the fact that Asian Americans were being targeted, and not just black folks, or went hard for immigrants who've done nothing but come to this country like my parents did and try to make a life and defended them, or whether we've talked about
what the president is doing that is subversive to the Constitution, that is injurious to our liberty, you know, defending books that people find inconvenient, you know, that Nicole Hannah-Jones put into our spirit, that we need to understand 1619 as the real founding of this country, whether it's talking about any of these issues. And yes, whether it's talking about Gaza and the fact that we as the American people have a right to object, to little babies being bombed. And where I come down on that,
I agree with her on that,
is I'm not sorry. I am not sorry that I stood up for those things, because those things are of God. And you know, I'm a church girl too, and those are the things that I was taught were of God. And so I'm not.
and then she talking about she of God. Ain't no way you out there of God and voting Kamala. So I hope she wasn't like Team Kamala at all. I hope she wasn't trying to say she Team Kamala. I hope that wasn't the case.
Sorry, I'm just proud of my show. My show had value.
Well, Shorty, I'm gonna tell you, just start your show back up. That's just the whole Joy Reid thing, and I actually think it's one more video I want to show y'all here about Joy Reid, dog. Yeah, and it's not a
Happy
This is her last hoorah.
Monday, everyone, and we begin tonight with what I think is the question. When you are in the midst of a crisis, and specifically a crisis of democracy, how do you resist? When fascism isn't just coming, it's already here. So what, if anything, can you do about it? Well, for one thing, you can try to learn from history, from what people in this situation in countries around the world and in America have done before. As my friend Rachel Maddow always says, history is here to help. America hasn't always been a free country for everyone, and we've had resistance movements from day one. From enslaved people fighting their captivity. Shout out to Harriet Tubman, who was a 92%er before 92%ing was cool. And even taking up arms during the Civil War, to the women's movement and the workers' rights movement and the Stonewall gay rights movement. They've all been versions of the fight to make this a free country for everyone and to have a true Happy Monday, everyone. And we begin tonight with what I think is multiracial democracy. And that is history's most important lesson, right? That the most important thing, the first rule, is to fight back. To never stop resisting. Do not obey in advance, as Tim Snyder put it. Do not take the knee, to throw in a Game of Thrones reference. Even if it's scary or uncomfortable or inconvenient, just keep saying no, or finding creative ways to say no in small ways and large. Medgar Evers said, do not shop where they will not employ you. Dr. King championed the Montgomery bus boycotts to become the leader of the civil rights movement. The labor rights movement shut down factories and hobbled industries to win the 40-hour work week that you enjoy right now, and more recently to ensure the right of workers to work from home.
Yeah, look at the diverse team who worked on the readout. Diversity matters, and it's a good thing. But best of luck. Hop on YouTube like Candace Owens did when she got canceled and all that. And if people follow you, hey, that means you won over the people. But as far as I just this last election showed me, like, you know, it just opened my eyes, man. And like I said, I never really paid attention to her. I just always kept hearing her, you know, and I would, with the takes I would hear would remind me of The View, like Whoopi and Sunny hosting. And I was like, man, I don't agree with anything they be saying. They are such, like, just on the other side of the table and don't understand. They only have their perspective, and they listen to respond and not listen to understand every single time. So, but just seeing her defend Joe Biden, I'm like, all right, shorty, I'm done with you. You know what I mean? I don't care, man. But yeah, Joy Reid, you know, farewell and wish you the best. But it don't matter. I mean, if your show was getting a lot of viewers, like Candace Owens doing numbers on YouTube, you know, but I'm just saying, if you was doing numbers, they wouldn't have let you go. So I don't think it was because of what you were saying all the time. I think the people stopped watching you for what you were saying, but for the most part, you just weren't being watched. Nobody wanted to see it, hear it no more. It just didn't make for good ratings. You just calling white people Nazis, Trump is a Nazi. It just, Nobody wants to hear that. Like, he already won. Like, do you have anything else to talk about? And you're going to see a lot more. You're seeing a lot of shaking the tree going around with all the Democrats and the woke stuff and all that. And it's going to be a lot of stuff coming out of them trees because people ain't going for it no more. All that woke agenda stuff and trying to be, DEI diversity and blah, 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 man, knock it off. Knock it off. It's just not gonna work no more. So farewell, best of luck, but don't think this was because you were black or because you were no, this was because nobody was listening and nobody wanted to watch the show. The ratings were low. Sorry.